Stay smart.
Stay safe. Stay kind.
Why the shouting?
I don't know.
Hello, I'm Jasmine Jack with the Midday News. The Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs has conducted a comprehensive review into the Special Purpose Authority to evaluate its effectiveness as a service delivery mechanism for local level governments. The review identified systematic challenges, operational efficiencies, and opportunities to strengthen SPA's role in decentralizing service delivery. Deputy Secretary of DPLLGA Larson Thomas announced this during the swearing-in of new board members of the Southeast Mananda Special Purpose Authority on Tuesday in Port Moresby.
Helping people walking will walk straight. And walk from people provide him advice now, ensure him compliance. So you walk good. So we will continue to do that, now stand by, now where we can come in, provide him some training, now update him, the latest changes we will him to. There will be more changes coming. Because people like looking good leadership. A good walk come up the place. Looking change. There must be 2 or 3 things. 1, continuity. Now, consistency. And then good leadership.
The funeral service for the late Senior Constable Napoleon Wagambi was held yesterday at the McGregor Barracks Police Chapel. The late Senior Constable died in a fatal plane crash in Morbe Province last December. He was among 4 others who were killed in the crash.
Late Constable Napoleon Wagambi's casket was flown into Port Moresby on Tuesday, so it could be given a fitting farewell by colleagues, friends and family. Former Assistant Commissioner of NCD and Central Anthony Wagambi Jr., eldest brother to late Napoleon, led members of the Mobile Squad Unit, the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, family and friends in mourning his young brother. In his tribute, Wagambi Jr. said late Napoleon had built a foundation of life that was filled with love, kindness, determination and a passion to serve the police force with integrity until his untimely passing.
He was a very loving and outgoing person. Well before he became a policeman,
Wagambi Jr. said the death of his brother comes as a big shock to the family, but the words of encouragement and support from their families, friends, colleagues, Morbe leaders and RPNGC served as a foundation of strength and courage to the family during their time of mourning, and he, on behalf of the family, greatly appreciated them.
Family, we like to take you long. Over the line, we respond. People take you long. Deputy Prime Minister, the PM must have been line to say too much, but he's part of our family. on that day when the heavy come up, DPM, being who he is, he couldn't get out and went out there to look for Napsi and the others for the crash site.
Member for late John Rosso, in paying his tribute, said Napoleon was one amongst many police officers who dedicated his life to serve PNG, and thanked the Wagambi family for raising a son who served the people, wearing the uniform with pride until his untimely passing. Late Napoleon was the first of 5 siblings. He served as a member of the Mobile Squad unit until his untimely passing.
Remember all the other policemen and women who have passed before all of us. We do a job that is risky, swore an oath to serve our country, and on behalf of the people of Papua New Guinea, I'd like to say a special thank you and a tribute to each and every policeman or woman who has passed in the line of duty. I also take this time to say thank you to the families of the policemen and women who allow their loved ones to perform the roles and responsibilities in sometimes very harsh terrains, very risky jobs, and not in the best possible circumstances. They sometimes lose their lives.
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Meanwhile, Anthony Wagambi Jr. has called for a thorough investigation and established the root cause of the plane crash. He said the outcome of the investigations will ensure that proper processes and procedures are followed to avoid such incidents from happening in the future.
To ensure that proper investigations must take place, aircraft investigation, criminal inquest must take place. We must find out what happened, what caused this. Especially though we mean policeman, SSD, or even all members of the constabulary, we get deployed out to rural areas. Big local operation, we get on small aircraft. We have to go. Even in Morobe, the people out there in that area, Samanga, and most of Morobe, Cabo, and all that, not rudely. They depend on aircraft to bring in the supplies and services. Investigation must find out what caused this tragedy. Because it might have been happening all the time, but this time the crash occurred. We must find answers to avoid the accident to happen again.
East New Britain Governor Michael Marum has called for urgent action to address critical service delivery gaps in the Reimba Livuan LLG following a recent visit to the area. During the visit, the governor inspected schools, health facilities, road infrastructure, and other key service areas. Key findings from the visit include the rundown state of classrooms at 3 primary schools, the need for an ambulance at Vunapaka Health Center, absence of mobile communication in most parts of the LLG, and the poor conditions of roads in the LLG. In response to the critical needs identified, Governor Marum committed to fund the construction of 3 new classrooms in 2025, targeting schools in the LLG with urgent infrastructure. He also called on the member for Gazelle, Jelta Wong, and other district-level authorities to mobilize DSIP and other resources to address the remaining infrastructure and service gaps in partnership with the provincial government. Secretary for National Planning and Monitoring, Connie Samuel, has stressed the need for collaboration between stakeholders in the Joint Wash Sector Program Implementation and Monitoring Committee, which was launched yesterday together with the UMBAN platform. These launches were to renew a collective ambition to deliver safe water, sanitation, and hygiene for Papua New Guineans. Samuel emphasized the platform's over 134 accredited users across the 4 regions and said JWSPICM will ensure alignment and joint action across the 4 regions.
We need some good funding, good coordination. We can be able to deliver quality water services, sanitation services to our people in the next 10 years. We can do it. Every other countries have done it. We can do it in this country. We got the potential, we got the people, but I think we just need to coordinate and get those information in place. I think we can do that. And I'm thankful that we have this coordination mechanism in the sector. Planning can coordinate well with our development partners, with the private sector stakeholders, with the government sector stakeholders to coordinate this particular sector.
In regional news, Anthony Albanese is about to embark on the first overseas visit of his 2nd term. The Prime Minister is flying to Indonesia to meet Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto with a focus on security and economic ties.
It's important in our own interest, but also in the interest of the region, that we have a strong relationship with Indonesia. That's why when elected Prime Minister, the first country I had a bilateral with was Indonesia, and this time in my 2nd term, once again, I'm returning to Indonesia as the first port of call, because there's no more important relationship than we have with Indonesia.
A Melbourne-led trial has shown dietary changes can provide relief to some women with endometriosis. Researchers from Monash University found a low FOD-MAP diet improved gastrointestinal symptom severity on 60% of women with endometriosis. More than 75% of women with endometriosis experience gastrointestinal symptoms.
Around 1 in 7 Australian women have endometriosis, and it's most commonly known for causing painful menstrual cycles and also problems with infertility. But around 3/4 of women with endometriosis also suffer from gastrointestinal symptoms. And Monash University researchers say that until now, very little research has been done around the world to investigate the impact of diet on those symptoms. They've recruited 35 women to take part in a randomised low FODMAP diet, and they say the results are promising.
We found that the low FODMAP diet improved gastrointestinal symptom severity in 60% of women with endometriosis, and also led to improvements in abdominal pain, bloating, and improvements in quality of life.
A low FODMAP diet eliminates certain foods that have high FODMAP content. So these are things like onion, garlic, and also high lactose milk. Researchers now want to conduct a much larger trial which tests the real-life applications. So instead of providing the food portions, they want women with endometriosis to receive advice from dietitians and then create their own menus to see whether or not this really has a lasting impact on some of those symptoms like abdominal pain and bloating.
In sports, 18-year-old Moira Rice is set to face a significant challenge as he prepares to play for Bigger Petroleum Gulf West against brothers in the Port Moresby Rugby League competitions round 4. The match, scheduled for Saturday at the Santos National Football Stadium, promises to be a fierce contest as the two teams representing their respective tribes go head-to-head in what is expected to be an aggressive battle.
Playing as a number 11 second rower, Junior Rees sees the opportunity as a monumental challenge. He's aware of the task ahead, but expresses his eagerness to contribute positively to his team. Rees has a history with brothers, having been a ball boy for the team in 2015 at the tender age of 6. However, he is now committed to Gulf West, the club where he began his rugby journey. Hailing from Gumina in Simbu province, Rees has spent most of his life in Port Moresby. His father, Peter Rees, was the head coach of Brothers during a challenging period when the club faced a 5-year suspension. Following that, Peter Rees joined Gulf West leading to his unique scenario where father and son will now face off with father's former team. Maury Rees began his rugby league career with the Gulf West in 2022 and has proven to be a solid performer, earning his promotion to the senior team based on his merits, not due to his father's position. For Rees, the focus is not rivalry but on playing with integrity and sportsmanship. Junior Rees concluded he is ready to take on the challenge ahead. The match is anticipated to be an exhilarating display of talent, determination, and the rich culture of rugby league in Papua New Guinea. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
TV1 Midday ends on that note. Do join us at 6 p.m. for more news and sports.